What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy. I'm back again with another one. I'm gonna make this one pretty quick. I'm gonna try to, at least. I know I always say that, but now you should probably know that I have the tendency to drag on things. It's just I like to be very detailed about the videos and everything that I'm doing, so I don't leave nothing out. But nonetheless, you guys already know, if I do leave anything out, I always tell you, feel free to leave a comment if you need any details on anything, or anything, like I said, that I might have missed out on. I'll fill in for you. Once again, I appreciate y'all, man, for always tuning in. The love is definitely appreciated. I definitely appreciate the comments, the likes, for every one of you to subscribing and continuing to follow my journey. As y'all know, I'm up and coming on the YouTube scene. I'm trying to get my page out there, trying to bring y'all content as much as I can, and not bore you guys. Like I said in my last video, I don't really consider myself a gun tuber. I'm more like a gun enthusiast, because I want to basically touch up on all aspects of the gun scene, not just bringing you gun reviews and shooting range videos. I really like to touch up on topics and things that I think are important that's going on. Yes, you could probably get the information from another page, a million other pages, channels, on the tube, but everyone explains differently. So maybe somebody might leave something out that I might have not, or I might have left something out that somebody else might have not, which is why you guys tune in to different people. So I think it's essential for me to always bring you guys different content. I'm gonna have some range videos coming up. Eventually I'm gonna be adding more guns to the channel. That's actually what this video is about. Basically, when you read the title, I don't necessarily mean I sold all my guns, but I pretty much started over. I got rid of most of my guns, and basically this here give you guys something to look at. I don't want to bore you guys, have you just looking at a wall. And for my YouTube police, yes, we are empty. Check the chamber. As you can see there, we empty. So I just gave y'all this, give y'all something to look at while I'm talking for the duration of this video. But anyway, basically that's what this video is touching up on. Basically I sold the majority of my collection. I'm down to only a few guns now. This is actually my only handgun in my collection right now, or should I say in my stockpile, because I'm not really a collector. I wouldn't really consider myself a collector. I really only buy guns that I like, and things that I'm gonna take to the range and put some ammo, some rounds through it. I'm not really gonna buy guns to sit around. If it's in my collection, or once again my stockpile, I'm gonna use it. I'm definitely gonna put it to use. I'll be taking it out. You'll be seeing videos of me shooting. All the guns I've owned, you guys already see videos. I post them all the time of me putting them to use, putting them to the test. I'm not gonna spend $500, $1,000 on a gun that I'm not gonna use. I'm not, no shade to anyone else. There's plenty of collectors on YouTube that I've watched, and I have the highest respect for them. I wish that I could afford to be a collector, but unfortunately that's not really who I am. I'm more of a person that just likes to I would consider myself an actual shooter, because I like to put, like I said, I like to put my guns to the test and take them out and do what they was made to do. And that's basically why I've sold a lot of my guns, because they were just sitting around, and if I don't have any use for them, some might not agree, some might. I'm never gonna get to the point where I don't have any guns. I'll kind of just make room for new guns. And believe it or not, right now my space is limited from where I keep my guns at. I do plan on expanding and getting me a chest, a gun chest, like an actual armory safe that I could fit multiple rifles and guns in, because I have a lot of, well, not a lot, but I think I have more big guns than small guns. Like I said, this is the only handgun that I'm down to. I had this, and I had the Glock 26 that you seen in my last video, my last short, I think it was. I did a video on it. I actually sold it shortly after. I got a pretty good offer from a buddy of mine that he was interested in it. He wanted it because it wasn't like regular. I had some nice sights on there, some grip textures on there, and I had a bunch of magazines for it. So I gave it to him for a good price nonetheless. I'm not going to discuss that on here, but yes, that was the last handgun in my inventory. and I'm down to this gun. I do plan, like I said, I do plan on adding more handguns. I'm not getting rid of the 19X. I probably never get rid of the 19X. This is literally probably one of the best handguns I've ever owned, if not the best handgun that I've ever owned, and probably one of the best handguns I've ever shot. It's very accurate. I mean, go watch my video on the 19X. I did a whole video on that, so I don't want to get too in detail about it, but nonetheless, it's a great gun. And right now, I feel as though this is all I need in my inventory as far as the handgun category. Yes, there are plenty of handguns that I want to get my hands on. Eventually, I will be adding those to the channel at some point. But basically, yeah, one of the reasons why I got rid of a lot of my guns, like I said, is because they're just sitting around, and I don't really like my guns to sit around. At some point, I like to take them all out. I mean, if I could, I would take all my guns to the range at once if I could, but unfortunately, that really wouldn't have worked with the way I had my stuff set up. I had too many guns to take for a one-time, session at the range. So it was kind of more so either I was taking one and leaving the other, and I just started to feel like a lot of the guns that I had just kind of were collecting dust, like I said, and not getting any use. Glock 26 being the one that used to be my EDC until I made this my EDC. I felt more comfortable with the full-size gun. So that kind of just got pushed to the back burner. And I had a Ruger. I had a 5.7. I do regret selling that. I actually liked that gun. The ammo was too expensive. And at the time that I bought it was during COVID. I literally only had the gun for like 4 months. And I traded it actually for the Glock 19 that I have right here. It was a great gun, very accurate. Minimum recoil. It shot like a 22. It was quiet like a 22. I just think that the overall rifle style bullets were like super cool to have something like that in a handgun. So that was one of the things that drew me towards it, and I kind of do regret selling that. I wish I would have just held on to it. It's just I was kind of impatient. I didn't want to wait for ammo prices to come down, so I said, you know what, just screw it, get rid of it. I took the L. I really want to say I took the L because I don't regret the 19X at all. I also had a Canic. I bought a Canic. I sold that as well. Canics are nice. I'm not really a fan of the trigger, believe it or not. Like most people would say, I'm not really a trigger snob, if that's what you want to call it. I hear a lot of people using that term. No offense to anybody who's has more experience than me, probably shot more guns, and they just don't like Glock triggers. I don't have an issue with Glock triggers at all. Something about the Canic trigger, I guess the break was so close, and I'm so used to the spongy Glock trigger that it helps me to be more accurate. And with the Canic, it wasn't really like that. Like my aim was just like really off, and I could have gave it some time and got used to it, but I literally only took it to the range twice. I put about maybe less than 200 rounds through that gun, and I also sold that to a family member. He wanted it, and I had the full kit for it. I had the executive edition, had the red dot and everything. So he wanted it really bad. I told him he could take it because I also wasn't a fan of the red dot, which is the reason why in my last video that I did on the Glock, I stated that I'm not really a big fan of red dots because I just don't really have good experiences with them, at least with the handguns. But I do plan on getting something optic ready and throwing an optic on there in the near future. Something that I'm going to add to the channel that already comes optic ready. I definitely want to get into it, but right now I'm good with the iron sights. At some point, like I said, I will get into the red dot, but I just didn't really have a good experience with the Canic. Between that and the trigger, it was just kind of like a no-go for me. It wasn't really a gun that I could see myself carrying every day. I carried it a few times. Wasn't really the most comfortable, so that was just my experience. I like to input my experience on things. That doesn't mean that I'm trying to discourage you guys and trying to basically give you something false information. Like, I know it seems like I praise the Glock a lot, but it's not that. It's just a handgun for me that it's always been good to me. It never failed me, and I'm good with everything that comes with it, the sights, everything. So I don't really look for too much out of a gun. So if I do bring a gun to the channel, and throw optics on it, it's just so I can show you guys and kind of, you can go through my journey with me on trying to learn how to get used to red dot sights on a handgun. and, you know, basically give you my honest opinion the second time around, because the first time obviously wasn't a good experience with the Canic, but that doesn't mean that it'll be a bad experience second time around. Maybe it was the optic that came with it. I don't know. But needless to say, yeah, you know, a lot of the guns I sold was just because I lost interest in them. They had things that I didn't like about it, or ammo prices. And I like 9mm because it's most common. I do want to add a 22 something chambered in 22 to the channel. A lot of people don't like 22. Once again, I don't bash 22 because a gun is a gun. Whether it fires big bullets or small bullets, it doesn't matter. A gun is still a gun. A gun is better than no gun. So you will be seeing some 22 chambered guns on here at some point. That's in the near future to come as well. But I like to look for things like 9mm 22, things that are common that's easy to find ammo for, because a lot of times we get ammo shortages, as you guys know. And if you have a complicated caliber that's rare, it's nice to have, you know, in the collection and show it off. But other than that, you know, you have to be very limited with how much ammo you're using every time you go to the range, because God forbid you run into another ammo shortage, you're going to have trouble finding ammo for it. So that's the reason why I sold a lot of other calibers that I had. I had the Ruger chambered in 40. I sold that, even though 40 is not hard to come by, but just wasn't something that I wanted at that point. It was just like a first purchase, and I got rid of it because I felt like it was just too strong for me. I wasn't really used to the recoil, and I also wasn't really used to 9mm at that time until I picked up, you know, the Glock, and then I got used to shooting something chambered in 9mm. Now I'm perfectly comfortable with it. So the recoil for me is not bad at all. It's almost like a 380 or like a 22. It's like minimum recoil because I'm used to it. Will I get something chambered in 40 again? Yes. Will I get something chambered in 5.7 again? Yes. These are not reasons that will never make me want to buy the gun again. I actually miss all the guns that I sold, which is the reason why I'm telling you guys that I'm not down to zero guns. You read the title, I know it seems a little bit confusing, but compared to what I had, compared to now, I don't really have anything. It's almost like I don't have any guns because I got rid of so many. But like I said, it was just, I had to make space for new guns. And like I said, a lot of those guns were just catching dust, and I weren't shooting them for the reasons that I told you. You know, caliber, complicated caliber sizes, waiting for ammo to come back in stock, triggers, whatever. You know, these are all just reasons of why I've got rid of most of my guns, because they just were guns that I didn't really get to learn how to get comfortable with. And maybe if I would have, I probably would have kept them around. But it's all good. You know, everything's a stepping stone. You know, I've only really been shooting for like a little over 2 years now, like taking it serious. Like I've been to the range, you know, a few times in life, but I never really was big on like trying to take it serious to make it something like where I'm always going to be training and basically giving you guys, you know, these videos and trying to educate myself in the gun community and learn a lot of things that a lot of people don't really practice, which is gun safety and, you know, just educating yourself in different ways. I take it very serious now, and I love to shoot. I love collecting. I love buying guns, and I love putting guns to the test. So yeah, I say I've been going strong for about a solid 2.5 years now with just buying guns and just getting myself experience with different calibers and things like that, which allows me to bring you guys content and, you know, information, because I'm not going to give you information that I'm not really familiar with. I'm going to bring you guys the real deal, you know, no paid sponsorships or anything like that. This is all from the muscle from me. If it's coming out of my mouth, it's because I mean it. I'm not going to give you any bullshit reviews on anything. Basically, I'm just going to give you straight, useful information, things that you could run with and maybe teach to others that you may know that might not be educated on gun safety or guns in general, because a lot of people are scared of guns, but they really don't understand that there's nothing to be scared about guns as long as you practice safety rules and learn how to respect the gun and treat it the way it's supposed to be treated, as a firearm with safety. No, you know, it's a lot of people out there that just choose not to, and that's okay with me. But I love guns. I love shooting. It's a sport for me. And like I said, you know, it allows me to give you guys this great content and continue to do so. And that's pretty much it for real. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna I'm gonna be bringing more guns to the channel, and I'm gonna be buying a bigger safe for more storage so that I could have room for more firearms to add to the channel. So don't get discouraged. Just because I'm telling you guys I sold a lot of firearms doesn't mean that I'm not gonna be buying more and adding more to the channel. Just gonna kind of try to stick with 9mm for now, because like I said, the other calibers are a little more complicated when it comes to ammo prices and things in that order. So I will eventually be adding bigger calibers. Like I want to get something chambered in 45, or at least 10mm. I want to get something chambered in 357, 357 Magnum. Like I said, a 22 LR is needed. I know that's like a must-have. I have something chambered in 7.62. You guys already know I got the Draco, I got the Mossberg, I got 12 gauge, something chambered in 12 gauge, and then I have the AR pistol, which is the latest gun that I added to my inventory, which I love that gun. 5.56 and 2.23 is a great round. It's super amazing to shoot and very accurate. So those are the calibers that I plan on not getting rid of, because I have, you know, a good enough ammo supplies for them right now. And as I'm looking, the prices always fluctuate, so they might be high now and then go down in a month or two. So those are just guns that I'm just not ever gonna sell. Those will stay in the inventory. Like what you see here on the channel was here to stay. The ones that didn't make it, it's okay, because like I said, we're gonna make some room for that. And like I said, you know, just be on the lookout, and you know, stay tuned. You guys, you know, I appreciate the support. I'm gonna end this video here because I don't really want to get past the 20-minute mark. I don't want to bore you guys. I'm just trying to give you as much information as I can, and basically there's a lot of different reasons why I made this video, and one of them was also just to keep you guys posted and what to look out for. I'm definitely gonna be adding more guns to the channel, as I said already, so be on the lookout for that. Some range videos are coming, so just be patient with me. I'm trying to give you guys what I can for now, for the time being. And that's pretty much it, you know. Continue to like these videos, comment, interact with me. I interact with everyone. I'm not a snob at all. I try to reply to everyone on the comments. I appreciate the subscriptions, everyone that's tuned in. Continue to subscribe. If you're new to the video, be sure to smash that subscribe button and just continue to interact. I promise you won't be disappointed. Like I said before, I'm a very down-to-earth person. Everything you see is 100% authentic. I'm not giving you any gimmicks here at all. This is all from the muscle, and trust me, you'll never get a false review from me or anything like that. And if you guys differ from any of my opinions, let me know in the comments. I love debates. I love to talk and hear every other one's opinions and thoughts on things. You know, I don't want everyone to always agree with everything I say. I mean, what will be any fun in that, you know? So I'm open to all debates or any disagreements. If you guys have any tips for me or anything, listen, I'm all ears. So I'm gonna check you guys out on the next one. Be easy and stay up.